Okay, guys, here we are with another Stash Chat video. And as usual, our little Maddox the Model Pup is going to be introducing our videos. Look at that guy. Just too cute for words. And he's really excited to be here. So why don't we just jump right into it and start off with our Stash ad. Okay, now while Maddox just pretends he's really not interested, we're going to take a look at the first two items in the stash ad, which are basically two different versions of the same thing. One is a vintage Robotech Changers VF1F1S Battloid, which is the Revell version of the Macross Valkyrie. And right next to it, we have the Hasegawa version of the same. No, actually, that's not Hasegawa. That is Hasegawa. Sorry, guys. The Hasegawa version of the same Batroid Valkyrie. Now, the interesting part is that the Robotech version isn't really a Revell kit. It's more of a Reebox version, probably of an Emai kit from the 80s. And that one actually does its full transformation mode to all three different forms: the plane, the Battloid, and what they call the Jurwalk, which is kind of like a half plane, half robot. While the Hasegawa is just the Batroid in its robot form, which is going to be very cool. Both of those will be coming up on the channel soon, as soon as I get done with all the other projects, which are coming up soon. So probably not for a while. All right, let's move on to the next one. While little Maddox just looks bored. All right, so we're going to jump into the next one right now. Okay, our next kit, which Maddox seems to have gotten up and have, well, I think he's just trying to get out of here, but you know what? He's going to hang out for a little while with us. The next kit is the Combat Armor Dougram from the Fist of the Sun Dougram anime, which is one of my favorites from the 80s. This is a kit from Max Factory. They've re-released quite a few of the Dougram models. I think it's all new tooling. They are really, really cool. If you're into giant robot mecha, then I recommend you pick this up because this is really a very cool kit. All right, let's keep going with this sci-fi thing. All right, our next stash ad is the Scope Dog from Bandai. They're re-releasing a whole bunch of these kits from the animated series Votoms, which happen to be my favorite of all the anime mechs ever, as these, I think, are the most realistic of the real robot genre. So this is going to be very cool to build. I'm looking to doing one of these newer Votoms, as I have a large-scale Scope Dog, which I'm kind of building my skills up for. So this one might be a good one just to try and get my feet wet in the Votoms universe. All right, now this next kit is one that I've been looking at for quite some times. I went to Gundam Planet recently, and I decided to finally pull the trigger and just pick this up. And this is the Gun Tank. This is a large-scale, super cool model. It's kind of like a cross between a mech and a tank, and I've been looking at it for a very long time and just never brought myself up to picking it up. And finally I was in there, and I'm like, you know what? I've been good. Let me pick one of these up and finally just get it over with. So I brought it home with me, and I can't wait to get on this one, as this is going to have a lot of opportunity for weathering and all sorts of battle damage. This is going to be fun. All right, let's continue with the Gundam thing. Now here we have another large-scale Gundam, the RX-78-2. Now this kit I've been wanting to pick up for quite some time because excuse me, Maddox is going. All right, he's out. I think he's thirsty. You'll hear him drinking. Yep, there he goes. All right, now this kit I wanted to pick up for quite some time because I really wanted to replicate this box art. As you can see, it's got tons of lights all over the body. And now that I'm delving more in working with LEDs, I kind of want to get more into the doing something like this. as this looks like it's going to be a really cool model to light up. I want to put all those little points of light all over the body. And with the small SMD LEDs that I'm dealing with now, if you're watching my Thunderbirds build, should make a really interesting project with this Gundam. So I am going to try and see if I can replicate the box art and give this mech all of the little shiny points of light that you see on the box. I hope I can make that work. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to find out. All right, now we're going from Gundam Planet to Hobby Lobby. And I decided to pick up this interesting little mech. Not really sure what it's from, but I just kind of like the design of it. So at the Hobby Lobby price, I really couldn't argue. 40% off. You guys all know what that sale's all about. This is called a Dilanza Soul. And I don't think it's part of the Gundam universe. Might be some other property that Bandai has, but it just looks really cool. So it's going to be interesting to jump into that one. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, and now we picked up another V Gundam 144 scale. I already have one of these, but at the price that Hobby Lobby was giving them away, I think I paid somewhere around $10 for this guy. It's going to be fun just to build another mech and have another bit of fun with weathering and battle damage and all that. So, and I'm kind of curious as to whether I can light something this small. Maybe that'll be another little project to put on the channel. But for the price, you can't say no. All right, guys. Now I was in one of my favorite hobby shops, and I ran across this kit, which I was really surprised at. This is a Trumpeter Transformers kit. This is a Soundwave and comes with Rumble, and I was really surprised that Trumpeter actually made Transformers kits. I'd never seen one before, so I decided to pick one up. I want to see what this is all about, and should be fun. We're going to find out together whether Trumpeter's as good at Transformers as they are at some of their other stuff. All right, now this one I got to hold right up to the camera. This is a very teeny tiny Star Wars Star Destroyer. Decided to pick it up along with to go along with my other tiny Star Wars kits. It's another Hobby Lobby special, 40% off, $11.99. I didn't even pay. I think I paid like $7 for this thing. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to pick this up and maybe try lighting this up too. I'm going nuts with these lights, but I wonder if I could get that done. Okay, let's keep going with our stash. Okay, the next thing is not so much as a kit, more that it's an accessory for a kit. This is for my Eagle 2, which I really want to get to doing on the channel at some point. These are the exhaust bells on the engines, and these are all made out of aluminum, really nicely detailed. It's going to really add a lot to the kit. So went to my favorite hobby shop, which in Parsippany, New Jersey, called Tech Toys, and they managed to find one for me and held on to it for me because they knew how much I really wanted it. And there goes Maddox. He's looking for another part. And up, there he goes. Okay, looks like he's finding something else to keep him busy. Okay, for all of our car guys, now we're moving into the car stuff. And the first thing we're looking at is another Hobby Lobby find, the 71 Dodge Demon. This is the new kit from MPC, and I'm surprised they even had it at a Hobby Lobby. As we all know, their selection is very limited. They just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. But every once in a while, you find a new gem in there. So you can't exactly just count them out. So, and it was on their 40% off sale, so yay! So the 71 Dodge Demon is the first of our new stash ads for the cars. Right, our next stash ad is one that I've been looking for a little while now, and I had it ordered at Tech Toys, and as soon as they got it in, they gave me a call. It's the clear-bodied Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. I have the original version of this kit from Tamiya, and I've been looking forward to this clear body kit because it is such an amazingly detailed kit that it's a shame to cover it over with that gorgeous 300 SL body. And this is going to be great so that we can see all of the interior pieces. Really wish they would make more cars this way, but the detailing on this kit is amazing, and now we'll be able to see it all. All right, our next car kit is the Ford GT. I do have the Revell racing version of this kit, of this car, and I really wanted to pick up the Tamiya Ford GT as I've heard so many good things about this kit. And I finally decided to just pick it up. They had one again at Tech Toys, and I decided, well, it's coming home with me. Can't really wait to get on this one. This is going to be fun. Alright guys, this kit is something I've been looking forward to. This is the Shelby Charger from MPC. Now, interesting little side story to this kit is, many years ago, when I first started collecting my Fiero kits, I wanted to build a Fiero pace car, but the wheels on a Fiero pace car didn't exist in model kit form. And then I saw the original issue of this kit, as this is a reissue of a kit from the 80s. I don't know if they've changed anything in it, but this kit, the original issue of this kit, had the wheels that I was looking for, which are very similar to the wheels that are pictured on this box here, if not exactly the same. So what I did was I bought an old Shelby Charger kit, and I took the wheels and a few of the engine parts, and I was going to use those blah blah blah. I'm mumbling my words now. I was going to use them on the Monogram 1985 Fiero GT to create a Fiero Indy pace car. And recently I was going through my stash and I found the box that I had stored those wheels away in. And weirdly enough, right after I found those wheels, I saw someone was reviewing new kits that were due to be released, and there was the Shelby Charger. And I was like, wow, all these years, and now I can have another shot at wheels for the Fiero pace car again. So I just thought it was a weird little coincidence that at the same time that I found those wheels again, the kit was re-released. So it's kind of like the universe wants me to build a Fiero GT pace car, or a pace car replica, the Indianapolis 500 pace car replica. The universe is just begging for me to build one. So who am I to say no to the universe? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to build another 80s great, which is this Dodge Shelby Charger. All right, and continuing on with the theme from Dodge, or with the Dodge theme, I finally got my hands on the Dodge Charger Pursuit, which is the police package version of the 2021 Dodge Charger that was recently released by AMT, I think last year. So they put some lights on it, put some police livery on it, and now we have the Pursuit Dodge Charger. And I really have been looking forward to building this, because I think it's just a cool looking police car. Don't you agree, Maddox? Of course you do. Okay, so now we have the AMT 71 Mustang Mach 1. I picked this one up primarily because I wanted to do a comparison video between the AMT 71 Mach 1 and I think it's the Revell Mach 1 Mustang, which was released, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken, or it may have been this year, earlier this year. And then I remembered, wait a minute, I've got a third Mach 1 Mustang, and I think it's also 71 from the old AMT Street Machines kit that was gifted to me by my buddy Hank. So that may be the original version of this particular AMT Reeboks. We're going to find out. I think it's going to be interesting to compare the three. All right, guys, saving the best for last. This is something that I've been looking for a very long time. And my buddy Lucas C., who you can catch on his channel, amazing channel does a lot of really cool stuff on it. He's all about the hobby. He does podcasts. He does everything. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description of this video. You guys really got to check him out. If you don't know who he is, you're going to want to, because he's funny and his channel is extremely entertaining. And he brings out all sorts of podcasts talking to a lot of the people in the hobby. So if you're really into the hobby and you want to learn more about it and you want to learn more about the people in it, you got to tune into the Lucas C channel. He happened to have this particular car that I've been looking for a very long time, which is the Chevy Chevette. Now he's got it in this bare bait version of the model, which has all sorts of racing parts in it, which is something MPC was doing a lot during the 80s. They'd give you flared fenders, wider tires, so that you could build a rally or race version of their street cars. They've done that with quite a few cars, including the Fiero, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the Dodge Charger may also have similar parts. And they did it a lot with their cars from the 80s. Now, the reason I wanted a Chevette for so long is because Mrs. Onyx Models used to drive one. She had her little Chevy Chevette scooter and she loved it. So I'm going to try and build it to the best of her recollection, exactly the way she owned it. So I won't be doing this race version, but we will have a pristine Chevy Chevette on the channel. And hopefully sometime soon. That's it for our stash ad of kits. Now we're going to go over a couple other things I bought to help with the builds of these kits. So let's go back to the bench and we'll take a look at some of the other things that I picked up. All right, little Maddox is oh, there, he's getting a little tired. I think he's going to go night-night. So we're going to say goodbye to him and head back to the bench. All right, guys. Now we're back at the bench with some of the new products that I've picked up to help with building some of these models. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys is these Silly Winks foam sheets. Now, I was watching YouTube, and I found one of our friendly YouTube creators out there showing how you can make realistic-looking headliners using these Silly Wink foam sheets. As you can press into them and make creases in them, and they look almost like a real headliner. So I went up and I went out and picked up a few of these sheets. They're only about $1 each. And the next car we build, we're going to try making a headliner material with these Silly Winks foam sheets and see if we can't replicate the headliner and look as good as what he did on his video. If I remember where this video is, I'm going to put a link to it in the description of the channel so you guys can check it out and see if this will work for you too. Next thing I picked up was a bunch of Mr. Hobby paints. Needed all sorts of colors with all of this sci-fi stuff that you see that I'm going to have going on. Needed all sorts of colors to help with their builds. So when I was down in Gundam Planet, picked up a few of these Mr. Hobby paints, these 6 different colors that I'm going to need for various builds, and we'll go a little more into the colors as I use them. Cool thing about Gundam Planet is that they give you these neat little free, simple little plastic paint holders to help you organize your paints. So, really cool, come in very handy. So, while I was there and looking at those paint bottles, I ran across a Mr. Hobby Mr. Cap opener with bottle grip. And you guys who use Tamiya paints, these guys right here, know what a pain it can be to open those caps if the paint dries. So I saw this and I'm like, you know what? Let me grab this and see if this will make my life a lot easier. So we're going to try this out on the channel as soon as I find one that I can't open. And we're going to see how well it works. Last thing to show you was Gundam Planet was very cool. They had a sale going, and since you spend enough money there, you get a t-shirt. So this is very cool. I'm very happy to have my Gundam Planet t-shirt. You can see there, Gundam Planet plastic model kits and hobby tools with the Gundam Planet little anime girl on it. Then on the back, Gundam Planet for the builder. Very, very cool. Alright guys, that's it for all of the stash ad stuff. Now, I'm going to be jumping back onto the build of the Thunderbird 2, which you see lying here in the corner, as we're still working on all of our wiring and all of our electrical that's going into this build, and then figuring out how it's going to attach to the base to make everything fit in there. But it's looking really cool. I'm really liking this. Then I'm going to definitely give you guys a good review on this kit when I'm done. And for as much fun as I'm having with it, it's probably, you can bet it's going to be a really good review of this kit. Wow. Can't wait. All right, guys. That's it. We're all done with the stash ad, and I will see you guys on the next one.